Hey, so I wanted to ask you guys a question. How would you define your worth or your worthiness? I think we logically know it in our head. I think if we're religious or even value-based, whatever, we could say, I know I'm worth it because I'm a child of God. I'm a daughter, brother, mother, wife, son, husband, father kind of a thing on our worth. And those have truth in them for sure. I think part of the problem is we think we know what worth is up here, but we don't always know it in our hearts. And we have subconscious beliefs that tell us differently. So for instance, when I say the phrase, your worth is the same and full, you have full worth, even if you are not in perfect shape. How does that feel to your heart? Do you feel like, yeah, I can accept that? Yeah, I'm a full worth, just as I am. Like, even if I'm not in perfect shape, yeah, I feel good about that. That's a great thing, you're feeling about your worth. But if you feel like a little cringy towards that statement and you feel like, I can't totally believe that, then it shows you that there is something for you to work on, to heal, or to clear regarding your worth and your belief systems or your beliefs around your worth or your worthiness. So a lot of times, even though we may not think it consciously, and sometimes we do, but I don't think a lot of us do, we think, well, I might have more worth if I had more friends or followers on social media, or if I had more money, or if I was in a relationship, or if I had a cooler car, or I had an educational degree that I wanted, or that I felt like other people would value, whatever the case is. That we often have some kind of belief systems where our worth goes up and down based on those kind of subjects. If we have a good relationship, our worth may go up, or if we're struggling financially, our worth may go down. And the truth is your worth is just because you are. You have worth just because you exist, just because you are. Your worth can't go up and down based on that. Other things, like, for like example, if you're talking about feeling unworthy, and you can use words as not as good as, not as valuable, not loved enough until I get to a certain point. This is the problem with the belief of unworthiness. Is sometimes we have this bar where we say if we get to this bar and we behave a certain way or reach this bar, we are now worthy. And what are you worthy of? Some people say blessings or certain things. And although I agree with the concept of you have consequences for your actions, whether good or bad, you are always worthy of unconditional love, help, support, growth, and the ability to change. You are always worthy of those things. The problem is when we try to climb that ladder of trying to feel worthy, is we often will find that we can never reach it. It's impossible because the bar always changes. And so sometimes we may feel like we're doing good, and other times we feel like we're not doing so good. So it can produce a lot of feelings of inadequacy, shame, guilt, not feeling good enough. And so we spend a lot of our lives trying to reach this feeling of being worthy so that, or finding our worth, so that we can find unconditional love or happiness or value in who we are. But the truth is that we do not need to do anything or reach anything to have worth or to be worthy. That, of course, like I mentioned before, we still can make choices, good or bad, and they will have consequences. That is correct, I believe. I believe in God, and I believe that's correct. And even if you don't believe in God, you're going to have consequences for good or bad based on your choices. But your worth as a person and what you can offer people and your worthiness does not change based on what you can or can't do. So I just want to remind you that you're of worth just because you are, and you are worthy always of love, support, help, growth, change. And you don't need to do anything or reach a certain level before you are worthy of those things. You're already worthy of them. And that's what I want to leave you guys with. I guess I'll share one story in my life when I had some significant health problems many years ago. I didn't realize that some of my worth was tied to how much I could do, how much I could serve others, how much I could do in my family, in my community. And I had to relearn all this because I couldn't do it because my health was such that I was too sick to do a lot of things. So I remember one night as I was laying there and I was like, is my offering of service to people just as acceptable to like God and to, I'm going to say to God, that's how I was feeling. Is it just as acceptable, even though I feel like it's so small? And my husband was counseling with me and he's like, yes, if you're giving everything you can. You know the story in the Bible, just the widow's mite? And he brought up that story and I thought about it, but it was like a light bulb went on in my soul. Like if someone went inside my soul and flipped a switch on, that was off. That's exactly what it felt like. It felt like my whole soul inside of my body and my heart just lit up with light. And I knew it was true. And I knew that whatever we offer is just as good as what anyone else offers. There's no comparison in how much they give or how much we give. It's, are we offering what we can do? And that's a little bit different than our worth, because our worth never changes. But if you want to say the worth of what we offer is always going to be just the same as anyone else's, it's not going to be better or worse, no matter where you're at. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and I hope you're having a good day.